Hello and welcome to Channel Venus. Today we are going to get along with our English literature class. I'm going to teach you Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 1. Please push the like button and do share and subscribe my channel. So let us get along with Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 1. Scene 1. Rome, a street. Enter Flavius, Marullus, and certain plebeians over the stage. Now, the scene is a street in Rome. The working class people, they've decided to give themselves a holiday. In spite of being a working day, they have decided to take the day off, and they have decided to take a holiday. And they are therefore not in their usual working clothes. They are in their colored clothes. They are in their civil clothes. They have come out to enjoy. They are not even carrying their tools with them. So they are not looking like the working class as they should on working days. Now, Flavius and Marullus, they are tribunes. Now, who are the tribunes? The tribunes are actually the official engaged to look after the people, and they are elected. They are appointed by the people themselves. Okay. Now, Flavius and Marullus, when they come on the stage, Flavius says, "Hence, home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday? What, know you not, being mechanical, you ought not walk upon a labouring day without the sign of your profession? Speak, what trade art thou?" He points out to one person and says, "You speak, what trade art thou?" This person, a carpenter, he says, "Why, sir, a carpenter." With this, Marullus says, "Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on?" That is, where is your leather apron? When a carpenter is working, the carpenter is supposed to put on a leather apron, and he is supposed to carry a rule, the ruler with which he takes measurements. He is not carrying anything of that sort. So Marullus is rather disappointed, and he says Flavius also is. Both of them are very disappointed with these people. And now Marullus says, "Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? What are you doing here with your best dress on, with your best attire on? You, sir, what trade art thou? What trade are you?" He points out to another person who is a cobbler, and he says, this person, the cobbler, says, "Truly, sir, in respect of fine workmen, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler." With this, this Marullus, he gets very angry, and he says, "But what trade art thou? What trade art thou? You answer me directly." Cobbler says, "A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls." He says, "A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, that I may use with a clear heart, and then I'm but, as you would say, a cobbler." And he comes to this point. He doesn't say that he is a cobbler in the beginning. He says, "A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls." Now, let me tell you that Shakespeare, he has it is a speciality that he has used a lot of puns. Here, the mender of bad souls, S-O-L-E-S, souls means soles of shoes. Now, S-O-U-L-S, souls means souls of people's souls. They are your inner self, and he says he is a mender of bad souls. So, enough to enrage a person. if you're not answering the person very clearly. Cobbler says, no, Marilla says, what trade, thou knave, thou naughty knave, you worthless fellow, you good for nothing worthless fellow. Now what trade art thou? Cobbler says, nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you. Here again, another pun. That is, be not out with me. That is, don't be angry with me. Yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you. So with this, naturally, Marilla says, what meanest thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow. How can you mend me? What do you mean by that? Cobbler says, why, sir, cobble you. With this, Marillus understands that he is a cobbler. Flavius says, thou art a cobbler, art thou? Flavius makes it clear. Cobbler says, truly, sir, all that I live by is with the all. Here again, all and all, A-double-L all and A-W-L all, these are the two words, same sounding words, used as pun here. And A-W-L all is a tool with which the cobbler works. The cobbler bears, actually it bores holes inside the leather sheets. This is a tool used by the worker, by the cobbler, and it is his working tool. So he says, all that I live by is with the all. That is, this is what I live by and this is what it helps me to earn. I meddle with no tradesman's matters, no women's matters. I don't poke my head into any businessman's matters. I don't poke my head into any women's matters. But withal, I am indeed, sir, a mender of, a surgeon to old shoes. But if shoes are in trouble, if shoes need any sort of, if shoes are damaged, then I repair the shoes. I am a surgeon to old shoes. As a surgeon, we know that surgeon is a doctor who operates. So he also operates on shoes and repairs the damages that has occurred. So when shoes are in great danger, I recover them. As proper men as ever trod upon neat's leather. That is, as good men, who have walked into shoes, who have used shoes and who have walked into leather, have trod upon neat's leather. It means have walked into shoes. Trod means to walk upon. Neat's leather. Neat is cattle skin. Cattle skin, that is the leather from the cattle. It is used to make shoes. He says, all those who have used shoes, who have walked into shoes, have gone through my handiwork. That is, I have, they know what sort of a worker I am, and I work on shoes. Okay. Flavius, but wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets? But why aren't you in your shop today? You should be working. It is a working day and you should be working. Why aren't you in your shop today? So, then with this the cobbler says, truly, sir, to wear out their shoes. Here again, where is used as a pun. Where is used, that is where can be used, that is the people will be wearing their shoes and going outside. Okay. And on the other hand, if they are wearing their shoes, they'll be wearing out their shoes. The shoes will get eroded, their shoes will get used, the shoes will, in the process of getting used, they will start getting damaged, and this will call for his work, for the work of the cobbler. To get myself more work, he makes himself clear. Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph. We make holiday, we have decided to take a holiday and to rejoice in Caesar's triumph. Now, what has Caesar done? Why are the people dressed up to welcome Caesar? What has he actually done? Caesar has actually won a civil war. He has won a civil war, and the people are very happy with it, and the people, they are ready to welcome Caesar back home, and this enrages the tribunes. Okay, so truly, sir, we have now decided to rejoice in Caesar's triumph. Marullus gets rather angry. He says, "Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome to grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels?" That is, wherefore rejoice? What are you rejoicing for? Why do you want to rejoice? What conquest does he carry home to his country? Does he actually carry a conquest home to his country? What tributaries follow him to Rome to grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels? Now this means, that is, tributaries are those people, those chiefs whom he has conquered. And if he has conquered, certain chiefs of the who are following him to Rome behind his chariot as a mark of submission to him, tributaries are actually these people actually, they have got to pay a tribute to Rome, a tribute money to Rome as a mark of submission. Okay, now this gesture is actually, it's very important if you have to show that you have really won over somebody. But what has he done? He has actually won a civil war over Romans. So the Romans are therefore very angry with him. Caesar has defeated fellow Romans in a civil war, and therefore conquered no new territory. He has not beaten any hostile chiefs, any enemy chiefs. He has not done that. What he has done is that he has actually, it is an occasion of victory of Caesar over Pompey, over great Pompey, Pompey's sons, Pompey the great sons, Aeneas and Sextus, at Munda in Spain in March 45 BC. It is this triumph that the Romans, the plebeians, they are the plebeians of Rome, the commoners of Rome, they are all set to enjoy and to celebrate. Now, who was this Pompey? Pompey the Great happened to be their leader before Caesar. Pompey the Great had, they were just the followers. They were the followers of Pompey a little while ago. And now when Caesar overrules Pompey, they become Caesar's followers. So this enrages Flavius and Marullus. "You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things." He calls them, he calls them senseless things. He calls them very hard-hearted. He calls them as if they are non-living creatures, feelingless creatures, without any feelings. Have you climbed up many a time and oft? Have you climbed up to walls and battlements? That is, quite often you've climbed up to walls and battlements. When you were Pompey's followers, did you not know Pompey? Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements. What are battlements? They are the parapet walls on top of the parapet on top of the high walls, so that people can go up and sit there. To towers and windows, yeah, to chimney tops. That is, they have gone high up to just to catch a glimpse, to get a glimpse of Pompey pass by the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, you made such a loud noise. Have you made an universal shout? The Tiber trembled underneath her banks. To hear the replication of your sounds made in her concave shores. What is the replication of sounds? Replication is sound is replicated, that is the echo. Their noise, the sound, their shout has been echoed in the banks, on the banks of river Tiber, and made in her concave shores. That is, the shores, the banks, they have been hollowed up by the river. So they shouted such a lot, that they shouted in such a loud voice that with that impact, it seemed that river Tiber trembled underneath her banks. And do you now, just that is what he means. What he means is that a little while ago you were just waiting, you were waiting for Pompey, you were just so eager to greet him. You carried your infants in your arms, and you climbed up to walls and battlements, and you're sitting there the whole day waiting patiently for Pompey to come along the streets of Rome. And now, because Caesar has overpowered Pompey, you have not dressed up. Do you now put on your best attire? And do you now cull out a holiday? And now look at yourselves. You've put on your best clothes. You are now calling out a holiday. And do you now strew flowers in his way? That comes and triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone. That is, go away to your houses. Run to your houses. Fall upon your knees. Pray to the gods. To intermit the plug. That is, you pray to the gods that God may just put off or prevent any sort of misfortune that may follow with this behavior, from your behavior. That is, if God gets enraged, he can punish you. So please run to your homes, run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray to the gods to intermit the plug that needs must light on this ingratitude. That is, you have to throw light on the fact that you had been ungrateful, so that God can pardon you. Flavius says, go, good countrymen, and for this fault you assemble all the poor men of your sort. You assemble all the men of your category, assemble and gather, all of you gather, and draw them to the Tiber banks. Come and sit near the Tiber banks and weep your tears into the Tiber. That is, draw them to the Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel, till the lowest stream do kiss the most exalted shores of all. That is, if the water is low, you cry so much into it, put in so much tear that the water level gets raised up, that the water level rises by the increase in the volume of the tears of your tears that you have poured in. With this, the plebeians, they leave the stage and go. Now Flavius continues, see whether their basest metals be not moved. They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. So now, the plebeians, they go away, they are tongue-tied, they are quiet, they have perhaps understood what they've done is wrong. So now Flavius, he instructs Marullus. He says, go you down that way towards the Capitol. This way will I. That is, you go that way towards the Capitol, and I will be going this way, and disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies. That is, you take down all the decorations if you do find them decorated with Caesar's trophies and all. You just take them down. That is, you go that way towards the Capitol and I will go this way. Okay. Now, what is the Capitol? The place where Flavius is asking Marullus to go. Capitol is the temple of Jupiter, the chief god, on the Capitoline Hills. Okay, on the Capitoline Hills, because it is located on the Capitoline Hills. Whose temple is it? It is the temple of Jupiter. He is the chief god, and it is on the Capitoline Hills. So that place is known as the Capitol. Okay. This way will I disrobe the images if you find them decorated with Caesar's ceremonies, if you find them decorated with Caesar's trophies. Just strip all the statues of the decorations. If you find them spelling out Caesar's victory, you just take them down. With this, Marullus says, may we do so? Should we do that? You know, it is the feast of Lupercal, and this festival, that is just in reference to what Marullus has just said, that is, may we do so, that is, should we do so? You know, it is the feast of Lupercal, and just a bit of reference to the feast of Lupercal. This is a festival of purification. It is held every year. It is held every year. It used to be held then at every year on the 15th of February. It is a festival of purification held every year on the 15th of February, and it is in honor of god Lupercus, an ancient Italian god of shepherds, flocks, herds. And this festival, it helps, you know, this festival, why it was celebrated. It was to ensure the fertility. It was to ensure the fertility of animals in the forthcoming spring season. So that is the reason it was held. It is held in the 15th of. It was held on the 15th of February every year. I'm sorry. And it was against the Roman rule to take down or remove any decorations that might have been put up to honor the gods. Yet Flavius is instructing Marullus to take down any such decorations that might have been put up there. So Marullus is rather confused. He says that is, may we do so? You know, it is the feast of Lupercal. So he says, Flavius says, that it is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. It doesn't matter. You don't have to look at that. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. I'll about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. That is, you will not pay heed to that. You will just take down any trophies or decorations that are there, and I'll just go around driving away the vulgar from the streets. The vulgar means the commoners, the plebeians. The vulgar from the streets means he will just drive out any people gathering there to welcome Caesar. He will not allow that. So he will just drive them away from the streets. And he is asking Marullus, so do you too, where you perceive them thick, you also do the same thing. If you perceive them thick, if you find them standing in a crowd, if or many of them are standing together, you please disperse the crowd. You please send them away from the streets. Now he says, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wings will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Now, Caesar is being compared to the falcon. The falcon is a bird who actually has a habit of soaring very high and then swooping on the prey from quite a height. So these people, they are actually frightened of Caesar gaining too much power. So they feel that if the commoners, they are supporting Caesar, if they are helping Caesar to get more powerful, then it can also be that these people have got to live in the fear of becoming slaves in future. Here he says, Flavius, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing. So as if Caesar is being compared to a falcon, and these growing feathers, that is, these growing feathers are actually who? The plebeians or the commoners. He doesn't want them to get attached to Caesar and to make him more powerful. So what they are doing is, they are trying to frighten the people. They are trying to emotionally make the people think that what they are doing is not correct, so that they don't come out and support Caesar. So he feels that these growing feathers, if they are plucked, if they are taken away, then it will help Caesar fly an ordinary pitch. He will not be able to soar high. He will not be able to fly very high. Who else would soar above the view of men? Would soar above, would rise so high that all these people who had been Pompey's followers might have to live a life in the fear of anticipation of future slavery. So that was all for Act 1 and Scene 1. Please go through the scene, and we'll be working out with Act 1, Scene 2 in the next video. And please come out with your problems if you have any. We'll be revising it after I complete Act 1, the full thing once more. Thank you so much.